What?
Everybody is a meditation.
I thought it was just a. I developed breast cancer and Lyme disease in 2007, and in 2008 went through chemo, radiation, and chose cannabis to get me through it. My son became my grower, and Rhode Island had medical marijuana, but it was difficult to get a signature. That's why it's really important in every state and people's ability to get a signature. And so we got raided while I was battling breast cancer. And my son got a record out of it, and we became caregivers. We started immediately growing cannabis once we were legit patients and helping other people with cancer. My son is a grower, and he's been a caregiver to me, a phenomenal caregiver. Thank you. And my daughter too. We all have Lyme disease, so it's real important for us to benefit from it. And I'll let Rob introduce himself and talk a little.
I'm Robert. My son, caregiver. It's been really cool doing the whole family caregiver thing. I've been growing for about, I think, 12 years going on now, and it's just been really amazing watching everything change so much. Like, it was very almost, taboo to like say, oh, I grow out of my home, and supply your family with medicine, but now it's amazing. There's so many people doing it, especially in our area in Rhode Island. It's very, there's a lot of families doing the same thing, very tight-knit, and it was an easy thing to do, like if your parents are sick or your parents need medicine, or it's the opposite, especially with the parents who are doing it for their children now, epilepsy and everything, to have that total control and also do it in your own home. Like, it's America, we should have these freedoms, you could pay all these taxes, you do all this stuff, to have a nice house, a home here. You should be able to grow your own medicine in your own house, and especially here in Massachusetts, it's a wonderful thing. We have outdoor laws up here, and it's been really cool to see people. I visited a few friends this week, they do the same thing. They have a family plot in their backyard, and it's just a beautiful thing to grow your own medicine. Now seeing it, just like, I can grow my own tomatoes in my backyard, why can't I grow my own weed in my backyard? And it's just a cool thing that he did. You can be proud of it and have enough to share with your friends and stuff. But yeah, so that's me. Well, my sister introduced herself.
I'm Sam. It's been really crazy to start out as just a regular stoner in high school. I just wanted to get high with my friends and have a good time, and then watching my mom get as sick as she did, and being put on so many medications that were even worse than the diseases themselves, and seeing firsthand how being a patient was so important to her healing process, because she couldn't even go a day without choosing the weed to help. It helped her sleep, it helped her eat, it helped her get out of bed, and that just put everything into a different perspective, seeing that this isn't just, I want to get high and have fun. This is medicine, and it can help many different aspects, many different walks of life. It can help different ages, and you shouldn't be shamed for choosing weed over pills or over something that's going to cause more harm down the line. You shouldn't have to lose your job or your kids or your house because you're choosing a healthier choice over something that's going to give you a bigger addiction. I've lost friends to opiate addictions, and I would rather see people choose tinctures and salves. And maybe you don't want to get high, but you still want to incorporate that into your healing, into your medication. There's ways that you can do it, and it's not going to be, oh my God, I'm having an anxiety attack because I'm too high. Dosage matters, education matters, ask questions. There's so many people out here for networking. There's so many resources. Educate yourself, and then teach your friends, teach your parents, teach your coworkers. It's not something that you should be shamed for. You should be talking about it. You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm just a pothead. No, you should be proud that you're a grower. That you're helping people. I watched my brother help a dying man with cancer. I watched my brother help him start his own garden, and that helped him to the end of his life. So it can affect many different people in many different ways, but it's a good thing. We should really be proud of how far we've come in the past 10 years.
It helps families stay together too. We have had an amazing journey for the last 10 years. I can't even tell you. All our Christmases are hash Christmases, hash New Year's, hash Easter. I mean, when Easter was 420, we had over 100 pieces out and we had a medicated Easter bunny cake. Let me tell you something. It is a great way to live. If you count all the people in a family that are on Prozac or on medications for anxiety, ADHD, and you took them all off their medications, just think about how just cohabitating in general is that much better because everybody is chilled out, you know, I mean, naturally. I mean, your body is meant to have a natural, relaxing energy about it. It's not meant to be fighting and struggling so much. In today's society, we all have to bring it down a notch.
When in doubt, smoke it out.
That's right. I totally agree. That's our motto. And you are?
I'm Eric Schwartz, co-founder of our co-op. I'm a cannabis activist, and it sounds like you guys are activists.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so I would say it starts with activism.
Exactly.
use your voice.
I'm also here with April.
My name is April Andrew. I'm from Keith Rose LLC. We're a craft cannabis we are actually part of doing that is also activism, you know, and a large part of activism is actually education. We're working right now with our town to educate them about the benefits of supporting farmers and allowing craft cannabis organizations to come into the town and start growing and save our farms and grow a great product for the state.
Obviously, my son's a grower and he's been perfecting, you know, strains and has vast knowledge and I personally love his medicine, you know. I always say you can tell if your cannabis is kissed by love and if it's been kissed by sunshine. When you smoke outdoor, you know it. You're like, yep, God kissed that. And I can tell his medicine because it's grown with love. He loves every plant that he grows. He knows even if maybe that plant didn't rise to its potential, he did the best he could with it to bring the most amount of quality medicine for me out of it.
Why don't we talk about what's going on? Yeah. Can we?
Right now it's outdoor
Yeah.
and everybody's all stressed out this morning with those big dense fog patches down the south coast because with this season and outdoor grows bring out the molds and the powdery mildews and all that good stuff. So that's what everybody's stressing about right now outside.
The politics around it.
The politics.
Yes.
Talk about the politics. Come on.
The politics outdoor is interesting. We were at a selectmen's meeting a couple weeks back and somebody stood up and said that, asked how are we going to grow, and we said outside. You know, we'll use outside, we'll do open air, we'll do greenhouses, use the sun, and they're like, that's such an innovative way to grow. Like, are you serious? Like how is doing what we've been doing for, you know, plants have been growing under the sun for millions of years, and now all of a sudden if you want to grow your cannabis open air, you're doing something innovative.
Yeah, I've been on the road for a while actually trying to fight for farmers and unfortunately, across the state, we all have moratoriums and bans, but we also have farming communities that have zoned industrial commercial only. The farms don't exist. So if that happens, that means that basically you're disenfranchising farmers from becoming cultivators and becoming part of the industry. So that's a lot of the pressure we're involved.
Massachusetts is a green state though, so they're like kind of like shooting their foot because they also don't want you to exhume large kilowatts of electricity to grow medicine. They've actually put a cap on what you can use. You can't say that and then say, but you can't use the sunshine. Like, that's
it is
ridiculous.
very interesting because as hemp's grown in popularity and legality of production, especially on the West Coast, that has been a huge issue because it is the nature of the plant. It is a wind-pollinated plant. You know, it can be pollinated by insects, but cannabis really, you know, you ever seen out in a big field, it gets hit by a male plant, gets hit by a big wind that's going everywhere, and that cloud can travel really far. So yeah, like people in the know outdoor growing, they see all this happening on the West Coast. They've actually had town meetings about it in Washington and Oregon, saying we can't grow hemp here because, you know, this is a big part of our economy and you're literally going to seed our whole crop out. So that's definitely going to be something you're seeing a lot in the future on the East Coast too, probably.
In the East Coast, one of our biggest issues we're going to have along with that is the fact that hemp is such an industrialized product that you need, you know, you're not going to get away with doing 20,000 square feet of hemp. Hemp, you need excessive amount of equipment, it's expensive, you know, we need customized equipment because we don't even have it. I can't just go to my local John Deere store and purchase a hemp thrasher like I can't purchase my hay thrasher. You know, and like I said, once it takes over, and the fact that, like you said, when the wind comes through, it contaminates so much that the money that goes into that on a small farm scale, farmers are struggling. In our community, our farmers, we used to have over 200 dairies. Now we're down to 3. You know, our farming communities, my farm, my produce farm is 5 acres. So on that 5 acres, if I wanted to transfer over to hemp, that would take every inch of my space and I would get nowhere. I wouldn't even be able to pay back a $50,000 tractor. Where with a 20,000 square foot cannabis, that will give me enough to fund my farm for multiple generations. You know, that will help us every year continue to keep my family farm in my farm. In our community, a lot of our farmers had to sell, you know, at least 30 acres of his best potatoes to solar so that they didn't lose the farm that's been in their family since the 1800s. Where with the 20,000 square foot canopy of cannabis, they could have kept that other, you know, 29.5 acres of land for their potatoes and had their little small canopy and, like I said, funded their farm, kept it in their family. So hemp isn't necessarily to be related into the same fashion as cannabis. It's an industry, but it's just not the same industry as recreational cannabis.
All I was going to say is that is a far more active story, right? Hear that! Hear that! Nice.
Well, Massachusetts has a problem, you know, and we started our farm back in 2015 to combat the problem that our community has with our disconnection from our food and the lack of everything that comes with that. I don't need a microphone. But to combat that, we started our food farm. So we feel like people in the cannabis industry should have that same right, you know. If I want to go to CVS and get some Bengay for my bag, that's absolutely fine. So do I really need to go and spend $200 on the license and then pay the state another $50 to get it?
It's also really important that Massachusetts, the people that live here are used to getting what they want, and they like small little micro booths for their beers, and they like little apothecary shops that make their own beehive ointments, and they like that option, and they're not going to be happy that that option is taken away from them. You take away the fact that many people are in Rhode Island and Massachusetts and Maine have been growing for 10 years plus, have been working strains, have been, you know, working maybe CBDs organically, and are known throughout the East Coast for that. And those people should be able to open up a little shop and have that, you know, their specialty respected, you know, and that option should be for Massachusetts, you know, people.
That's another thing with industrial cannabis is people move forward. Like here, right now, we're seeing an explosion of everything, but those of us who've been growing cannabis for a long time, seeing how things change, can really see the vultures circling. A lot of major companies, like Fortune 500 companies, are looking into sweeping in and taking away all of our grow rights. They really just want us to buy, you know, have 3 options. Like beer companies, like, oh, do you drink Budweiser? Do you drink Coors? You know, that's kind of like where we see a lot of the things coming in Monsanto and stuff. So,
but we will not go quietly.
Right now, we get to celebrate our diversity.
But Massachusetts, we've been celebrating our craft industry for a long time. There's always going to be Budweiser that has but that person who wants a Buzzards Bay IPA.
We want the craft stuff.
IPA.
And that's the funny thing with cannabis is that there is a huge desire for craft cannabis. Alright, I guess time's up, everybody.
You're supposed to come up on your mic and go, well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Cue to get off. Wrapping up now.